I love winter. And on a day like this, it's not hard to really see why. I mean, yes, the cold, the snow, the damp, and the damn mud. One of the main reasons why I do is because it just enables me to get on top of projects. All spring and summer long, you're just battling away, trying to keep on top of everything. And then finally winter hits and you have that little bit of respite. It's great because now I can get on top of pruning the fruit trees, those hedges that I should have pruned back, hedged 6 months ago. The weeding, the gardening, the general jobs that got missed. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to do just that. I've got grapevines that haven't had a good prune back in a couple of years that I've really got to get on top of. I've got a hornbeam hedge out near the grapevine and driveway that I've got to get back into some sort of order. And I've also got some hydrangeas around the house that are just completely overtaking pathways. So it's time to get on with it, time to get on top of some things and enjoy the sunshine. And then these two are going to stay. So as you can see, these grapevines have had a very good prune back. What I'm trying to do is get them all back to 2 laterals going each direction. You'll see here, well, you won't see here because I've got a wire that's down. I've got to fix that in a moment, but there's 2 wires and I want bottom laterals going each way and then top laterals going each way. That's what I'm trying to get it back to. So now what I've got to do is 2 things. I've got to fix this wire here that's down. It's the staples come out on that post, so we'll get that sorted. And then the next thing to do is to tension all these wires at the strainers there. They've all got pretty loose just because there's been quite a lot of weight sitting on top of these wires because I haven't been pruned in a while. So let's get started. Just a side note as well, when you're putting in these staples for the wires, just make sure you leave them loose. If you put that right down onto the wire, you won't be able to tension the wire up anymore. You'll see how loose these wires are. And that's basically just because they've been stretched from all of that weight sitting on them for a couple of years. So we will tension them up. Not too much. I'm not looking for them to be tight like a fence for cattle or something like that, but they are quite loose at the moment. So that bottom one's quite good now. Maybe just one more. there. And this one still just needs a little bit more. Yeah, that is good. Now we've tensioned these wires up nicely, we'll look at getting all these laterals on the grapevines attached to the wires properly. Get this straight, put one around there. That looks better already. Well, there it is. There's the first one done, and that's looking a lot tidier. The final, what do we got here? We only got two on this side.
Yeah.
Wow. We lost a few, didn't we?
Yeah. You thought we had three on the side.
Yeah. Silly daddy.
I thought we had three on the side too even.
There was a few tough ones there, but for the most part, they've gone okay, I reckon. I think we'll see some good growth out of these this summer. They normally grow very well here. Soil is ideal. And as long as you keep the water up to them in summer, they do super well. Next is the hornbeam. This out of control hornbeam. I should be able to mow down here, but it's just out of control. Should have been hedged 5 months ago, but here we are. So I'll get the hedger out and we'll give it a bit of a tidy up. Well, great to tick off a couple of things today. The grapes and the hornbeam hedge. Really great to get on top of those things. We've run out of time for the hydrangeas. We'll have to get onto that hopefully tomorrow afternoon. As you can see, this hydrangea's completely taken over the path here. You can't even use it. And I know I keep harping on about this, but in winter, if you're walking along the grass here, it's just turning to mud. I had a little bit of a thought about these plants overnight. I think I'm going to transplant them. I won't do that today, But I actually think I'm going to move these hydrangeas somewhere else in the garden, because as you can see, when they're fully grown, you lose all practicality with the path. It doesn't make sense that they grow there. So I will end up moving them soon. But as for now, I'm going to give them a really hard prune back. So let's get started. So that's where we'll finish up on this plant today. As you can see, it's looking a lot better. We can actually use this path now. I think I'm going to take off a lot more from this plant, especially if I'm going to transplant it. There's actually 4 separate hydrangea plants in there, would you believe? In order to transplant these, I'm going to need to cut it back a further 50%, I think. Just so that I can get them out and easily maneuver them, and I think that's what it needs as well. It's still rather large. There's a fair bit that comes off them, isn't there? I think I'm going to need to get the trailer on the quad bike. Now I'll just try and cut back to some of these just to show you how I've been taught to cut these back and where to cut them back. And again, it depends on how hard a cut back they need. Every few years you need to really cut them right back. But right now I'm just going to give them a very light prune back. You'll see these forks here. In a light prune back scenario, I'm just cutting back to the second bud. There's one down here, but I'm cutting back to here. Just on top. Make sure you don't hit the buds, and you'll be fine. Last one, and there we have it. All sorted. Well, the hydrangeas are all done for another year. Great to get that job ticked off. I guess all that's left to do now is just to pick up all that mess. But while I do that, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you shortly in the next one. Bye.